everyone, welcome to the channel. If you're new, welcome back. If you're returning, we've got some stuff to talk about. The Omen cinematic just dropped yesterday, I think. I don't know, it's like Tuesday for me. So yeah, like yesterday. And we've got some new piping hot Omen lore. We're gonna chat about it. So let's talk about what we learned from the cinematic. What we learned from the cinematic is a couple of things about Omen. Number one, he worked in the same organization as ISO. What ISO worked for, we don't really know. It's not Realm, from what I can tell, which is that organization that Fade and Harbor worked for. It's not the same one. However, it is a secret organization that like worked in the underbelly, with like a lot of like mercenaries and assassins, things like that. An assassin is exactly what Omen was. Omen was an assassin that worked for them, and he'd actually been sent out on a kill mission on Viper. Now, Viper didn't love that. She didn't vibe with that at all. I can't quite tell from the cinematic if she threw acid on him or if it just like knocked over onto him. Knowing Viper, she probably threw it on him, but like that's not confirmed. That's just my theory. But what we do know is that he got some, like a bunch of stuff on him, and it was not a great time. That's, I think, where the 3 lines on his face came from, is from that. After that, though, and this is also a little bit unclear, Viper did something to him to turn him into the Omen that we know today. Now there's a couple of questions that this raises. Number one, what did she do? That's my biggest question about it, is I actually have no idea what she did. Did she infuse him with radianite? Was it like a chemical thing that went wrong? Was she doing experiments and then it like got interfered with by like radianite and like the first light and stuff like that? Is Omen a radiant then? I actually don't know if we can consider him a Radiant if Radianite was not involved. And what it sounds like is the boss of this big organization was saying that their purpose was keeping the existence of Radianite away from the world, which obviously they failed to do because now the kingdom has like almost a monopoly on it. Like, it's insane. They apparently power like 2/3 of the world's population. So they didn't succeed at that. But was Radianite like discovered before Omen did, like before Viper did all that with Omen? Or was it not? I don't really know. So that's unclear. But if he was like transformed into Omen before Radianite was discovered, then that would actually not make him a Radiant at all. Which is weird, because he would be the only non-radiant and non-human agent on the Valorant protocol. Another question that this raises for me is, where does Sage play into this? Now, in the cinematic, we know that like Omen and Viper were, you know, deeply connected, but it didn't say anything about Sage. And we know from like voice lines and stuff like that, that Sage and Viper don't get along, and it probably has something to do with Omen. So what does it have to do with Omen? Well, clearly we know that, you know, it wasn't that Omen was a friend of Viper and Sage was trying to heal him. We know that's not true. So was Sage trying to heal him after the experiments? Did she fail? Or did something else go on? See, now I don't really understand why Viper's angry, because I don't understand what her relationship to the current Omen is. What we do know is that she really tried so hard to make sure that Omen did not go meet up with ISO to learn his past. She clearly failed as a, you know, common Viper L, and he did. So he's gonna go back and confront her now, knowing what he knows, now knowing what he remembers. And I don't know how that's gonna go. It also now begs the question of, what is this organization, this other organization that we haven't seen till now? What are they gonna do? Also, how did they know about Radianite? Because we know that Radianite's been around for a long time, given like Astra's gauntlets and stuff like that, like ancient things that, like Yoru's mask, that have been infused with Radianite for like centuries, maybe even millennia. So we know it's been around for a long time. How did this organization know about it? And what were they doing with it while they did know about it? That's another question I have, is while they knew about it, what were they doing? Were they doing anything with it, or were they just like keeping it a secret, and why? Who are these people? How do they know what they know? And what are they gonna do with that information? Those are the things that I wanna know. But I am glad that it gave us a pretty clear answer on how Omen became Omen, which is something that we did not have before. So thank you, Riot. We do appreciate that. And it gave us some pretty good Sova and Cypher screen time, and Cypher didn't die. So like, that's another W. But yeah, so those are just my thoughts about the cinematic. Those are some of my questions. Those are some of the things that were confirmed. Let me know if you had any theories in the comments below. Were you correct? Were you super not correct? I want to know if you have any questions yourself about this kind of stuff, about Omen, where all of these people play into this. I want to know that too. So put all of that down in the comments below. And also don't forget to subscribe. You know, you could do that. Anyway, yeah, that's kind of all I have to say. See you next time.